Hey again guys, and welcome back to another episode on the In-Government server. I think we're actually approaching episode 10 here, which I know for a lot of people they pretty much hit in their first week of their LP, but as you know we kind of do the LP a little bit different here. I don't record every waking moment of my time in the game, um, and really I just have a bit more of a limited time to actually record, so that's why we're only on this amount of episodes, obviously as well with the quote unquote start to season 2. I still intend to go to the new lands and carry out that new project. It's just going to be a matter of finishing up this place because I wouldn't feel right with how old this place is. I wouldn't feel right leaving it in such an unfinished state. When I started this, I had this grand idea of obviously it being just well, I didn't necessarily have it all planned out, but I had an idea of what I wanted it to be, and it's not quite there yet. Is basically what I'm getting at. So all that aside, today there's a reason that there's a big gaping hole in my house, and that reason is I want to do a couple of changes to it. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually logged onto this server. That's a couple of reasons for that. Um, But just before we get into anything, I want to give you a bit of an explanation about today's episode. So, what I want to do is, I want to tell you what we're going to do, such as, like, I'm going to renovate the house, and I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then from there on out, it's going to be buildy, and I'm going to just do a bit of a talkie, just basically telling you, like I say, why I haven't been on the server that much, why I haven't really seen that much content from me, and things like that. So I was on here the other day. I just logged on. I was testing some new drivers. Um, there's been a few issues. Again, I'll go into that in a bit more depth. But I was testing some performance. Right now, my recording program I'm using Fraps. I should be getting 60 frames a second. I actually got a new graphics card. I got the R9 290, which is pretty much AMD's best single GPU on a PCB that they've released to date. And pretty much every game that I've played so far at 1080p, I can get 100 frames on ultra, the highest settings you can get. They look amazing. And this game, for some reason, people on the server, people on Google, everywhere seem to be having really bad issues with AMD cards and this game. I've tried all the different driver versions. I've tried basically. There's nothing else I can try. I think there's just some issue with the actual version because I went back to 1.6.4 and everything was fine. You might have noticed me before changing that to 16. Again, I was just testing the performance differently. The server's actually only set to 10, so there's no real advantage to having it on 16. But with a £350 card, I should be able to put it that way. So that's what's going on there. There's a bit of frame rate issues, but I was looking at the house, and my original plan for this house was basically a Victorian style. I don't necessarily know how to word it, but there's a place in the UK called Shrubber Hall, and it's quite close to where I live. And we were taken there in primary school, and basically every build, it's kind of like a history lesson, but they've sort of reenacted it. So there's probably a word for it, but I don't know the words. Um, so this was my sort of theme for that. It was like old Victorian black and white houses, and I wanted this to be the main one, and then I wanted little ones dotted around where there'd be villages. The villager thing I've sort of gone off because obviously we've got the iron column farm, and it would break it. But I still do want this guy to stand. It'd be a shame if I changed this, seeing as this was sort of again, going back to what I said before, this was sort of the first thing that I made here, so I would quite like to keep this. But I was looking at it the other day, and if we just look at that, it it just looks like a, a pattern. It doesn't. It looks silly. It's not what I wanted at all. So today I am going to try and change it a bit. I'm not necessarily going to change the pattern just yet because I don't know what pattern I want. Um, but what I do want to do is I don't want blocks of coal. There's some piston. I don't know where that fucking piston is, and I don't know what it's moving is the worst thing. It seems like it's on like a day-night sensor or something, but I can't find any holes where there'd be one. Um, so I want a tower. I just came on and I thought it needs a tower, so we're gonna go for a tower. Um, I mean like the ones that have the pointy end. And one thing that I'm definitely keeping with this house is the wheat on the roof. That's a definite. I would like to be able to keep the black and white. I'm not going to do it so together, but obviously I'd like to make it, you know, outlined in black and then having the white as the texture. If it doesn't look too bad, we might end up using the clay because it's a bit cleaner than the snow. One thing I did notice, if you go sort of back here, it kind of looks really grainy, so we'd eliminate that if we can. Okay, apologies for that. I had an email that I had to answer, and then I had a drink. I probably should have done that before I started recording again. Okay, so in terms of dimensions for this, I was thinking about making it cut into the house a bit. So let's just start with a rough thing with this. If you're wondering about these shears, I actually enchanted these pre 1 point, the one where I got all of the things that you can't actually enchant. The one where you could put a book enchantment on pretty much anything. But you can actually make these shears. Like you can make efficiency 3, efficiency 5 on breaking 3 silk touch shears in the current game. So that's something to look out for. So maybe let's just have a look at some circles. Um, so the 3 are generally like that. You don't really make a 3 much bigger. Let's go to the desert because there's grass in the way. Oh, here's a nice place. Right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm thinking this is way too small. It's too small, but it's not way too small. Because the house isn't that big, really. So let's try a... What was that? That was a 3. So let's try a 5. 5. Let's get rid of that thing. It always makes me really sad when people leash up the horses on the fences, because really they don't go anywhere. And I don't know. It's not because it's cruel to them. It just looks, well, they don't go anywhere, so there's no real need to leash them. I think this is the right size. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's pretend that's there, because I know I won't replace it again. If it isn't, let's go 1, 2. Yeah, that's the right size for that. Definitely, I'm sold. And he breaks his torch anyway. One thing I do need to check. No, I don't. Okay, cool. They've added some weird FOV in this version I've seen. Maybe we can check it out. It's there. You can go all the way down to like super slow mode. Oh, it looks like you're just like leaping forwards because you're so far in. Crazy. Okay. So yeah. Just Okay, so now we've got the main layout going, I can at least talk to you a little bit about some things that have been going on. Quite recently, I started a new job. You may or may not be aware of that. Uh, and that new job was, uh, it's a much better job than my old job, but the thing is, it's a lot more time consuming also. Um, Monday to Friday is the same, however, the weekends, basically I went from working no weekends to working once every 4 weeks. So 4 weeks had passed by, I'd work one weekend, another 4 weeks I'd work another. So I went from none to once every 4 weeks to this job where I work every other uh, Saturday. It's not weekend, it's just a Saturday. Um, and the other place where I'd work there for so I'd work once every 4 weeks, but I'd only actually work there for like the Saturday was like 4 hours, whereas this place is 8 hours on a Saturday. So yeah, it's a bit of a shock. So that's why I don't really have the utmost amount of time on my hands. Because it's basically the Saturday when I don't work is catch up time because I've pretty much worked 2 weeks solid, and it does get a bit draining after a little bit. Um, but it's all cool. It's just that's kind of the reason that I don't have the utmost amount of time to play games and record and things like that as much as I would like to. I play a lot of games sort of as I get in from work, which is what I'm doing now. I'm on a work day. It's just that to record on them is draining in and of itself, but then to have to do that uh, when you're already drained is kind of yeah. Yeah. But talking of a couple of games, I did this on the last episode, or on the episode that you haven't seen yet. Um, I've been playing quite a few games recently, just sort of like single player games, which is something that I lost touch in when I built a PC. It kind of went from so when I had a console, I'd play all of the single player games. But then when I had a PC, it just felt like I could do so many more things on there that I lost that single player game feel. But I've been picking it back up again recently. As you all probably know, Wolfenstein: The New Order came out. I picked that game up. I've never played any of the other Wolfensteins, but it's freaking amazing. It's just so cool to destroy the Nazis. Is this actually what? So you're 1, 2, 3. You're 1, 2. That's gonna bug the shit out of me. Is there any way I can? Have I built this wrong? No. So yeah, Wolfenstein's cool. I've been playing Saints Row the Third again. I played that originally on Xbox, I think. So I've been playing that again. Been playing Grid 2. Grid 2 is a good game. That's something I've played very little of. I think I've picked it up like 2 or 3 times, but I've picked it up for a couple of hours at a time. Maybe not a couple, just maybe 1 or 2. How many's in there already? I was gonna say I killed them before recording. What else? Oh, War Thunder. War Thunder is an amazing game. If you have not picked up that game yet, you need to. It's absolutely insane. It's like the visuals of the game. It's a free-to-play game. The visuals in it are amazing. It's all in all. I can't say anything bad about it. I don't think there's anything I could possibly say bad about that game. It's so well made for a free-to-play game. There's no, with a lot of free-to-play games, you'll get like, oh, buy this with real money, and you'll get this. There is that you can purchase things with real money, but you don't get any benefit from it. You basically just speed up the progression. So instead of so my idea of pay to win would be to so War Thunder is basically a war simulator, an aerial war simulator. So you control a airplane, and the thing is with the pay to win, um, you kind of get the sense of in certain games, they'll be like, oh, pay us this much and you'll get the biggest aircraft going and nobody will be able to kill you. Whereas in that game, you play the game without spending any money at all, um, and then you can unlock aircraft, and you can pay real money to get the points that you need to unlock those aircraft. But you still need to play. Like, you can't just plow money into it and have the aircraft. There's things called research points. And to be honest, I don't even know the game fully yet. I just know what I've played. I think I've got about I don't know how many hours I've got racked up on there. It's not something. It's not one of those games that you play a lot of, is the thing. It's kind of like a Call of Duty in the sense that you'll pick it up, have a couple of matches. The matches are really fast, maybe 15 minutes a match. So you really only pick it up for about 30 minutes a time. But it does have that sense that you want to keep going back, which is great. Or at least I think it is. Let's just do the exterior for now, because we don't have that much snow. And I'll worry about detailing this thing in due time. I hate the noise that snow makes when you place it. It's so, like, crushy. So, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So the reason that I picked up Saints Row again, though, since I basically built this machine about 8 months ago, I downloaded Saints Row the Third, and I couldn't play it because my graphics card was not good enough. And I was really sad about that because I didn't necessarily want to play the story again, but I did want to, you know, what you do in GTA and Saints Row games where you just sort of ride around and kill people and do that. I wanted the ability, instead of turning my console on, I wanted to be able to do that, and I couldn't, so I was pretty sad about that. I think in like 1080p I'd get about 3 frames a second because for those of you that don't know, it was made for consoles, and then it was ported across to PC. So the port was dreadful. They've all been pretty bad for PC, to be honest. They've always been made for the consoles and then ported over. And as much as I like that series, the PC people get a dreadful end of the deal. Compared to console people. I think if I, just to give you a bit of information, Saints Row is probably my favourite series of all time. I haven't played number 4 yet, though I have seen, I was just waiting for that 'cause it's loud. I have seen people playing it and it just looks like a Matrix rip-off, so I'm very reluctant to play that game, but 1, 2 and 3, it's my favourite series. I prefer it than GTA, because GTA just feels like it goes, I don't know, GTA is very stale for me now. The first ones were good. I still play San Andreas. I've still got San Andreas on this PC. I had it on PlayStation 2 originally, so I still play that from time to time, but that's one of those little endermites. Like the GTA 4 and things like that, they just kind of bored me, if I'm honest. Played them, bored me. Didn't really care for 5, and I definitely wasn't going to go out and buy it on console or buy another console. Talking of that, they actually released it on PC. No, they didn't. They didn't release it on PC, but they released a video that they're going to release it on PC. At which point I basically felt like saying fuck off Rockstar, because I feel like at the very start, when they made the game, they knew that they were going to release it for PC. They knew that they were, but they never told anybody. So people like me, I watched the storyline on YouTube, um, because it is a series that I follow, and I liked it. And at least if maybe GTA 6 was going to come out on the PC, I wanted to know what had gone on previously, because obviously there's all the jokes that they do. Um, Obviously in GTA 5 you've got the references to the Irish guy in GTA 4. So there's things like that that you obviously don't want to miss out on a series that you play. But now there's no point in me playing the game because I've already seen it. So I'm kind of miffed off about that. Maybe if I knew that they were going to release it, definitely I would have waited. But yeah, rant over. Let's get some more snow blocks. Wolfenstein though, just going back to that, I would definitely recommend picking that game up. I don't know how much it is now. It's not. It's probably the same as any other new release title. It's not going to be cheap, but it shouldn't be too expensive either. So you can pick that up, or just maybe watch a couple of videos on YouTube and get an idea of it, and then pick it up. I definitely recommend it. Just finish this towel. Okay, I've run out of things to say, so I'm saying things like okay. Right. Lily. Oh, what's it called? Lily Child of Geos. That game. That's a game that I want to play again. I started playing it, and then I forgot about it kind of because of Wolfenstein, and then I forgot about it some more. It's a really interesting game. The combat in it, or what they call the combat, where you jump on the spirits, is kind of yeah. No, I wish that they did that a bit better. It's kind of stale. But the actual idea of the game, I really do enjoy. Or I like the idea of the game. Where am I supposed to get snow from? Because I know they like nerfed the way that you get snow, didn't they? Or at least they did in one snapshot that we were in. It was like really slow to get snow. I'm wondering how tall this should be. It should probably be a lot taller than the actual house, just so you can see it from, like, know that there's a tower attached to the house. I'm just wondering how tall that should be. I tell you what, if you just bear with me one moment, I don't know why I say that, because for you it's just a tiny little cot, but I'm gonna go and get some more snow. Okay, well I'm on my way to get some more snow. I've seen these, and I don't know if I've actually shown you. Oh. Shown these guys to you. Oh, baggers. So I was experimenting a little bit with these guys quite a long time ago now, but I dropped a Wither Skeleton Skull for that guy, and he's got some really decent boots on. But it hovers above him, and if you saw my other episode, or one of them, I want to do a redstone store thing where people buy redstone machines from me, and I build them and things like that, or they ask me to build something for them and they pay me in redstone. I want this guy to stand on these snow slab things, so you can't see him, so you can't see the zombie part of him, but he should track you, and he should just be a hovering skull. So that's my idea with that guy. So if you ever see this little hole when I'm walking past, that's where that guy is. Thor Jr. is obviously from Engage's prank. I cleared out obviously the building, but I left. I didn't want to kill Thor. So Thor Jr. and Thor Jr. are in there, ready to be used one day, and there are all the axes, in case you were wondering. Yeah, this is brutal. That's horrid. You used to be able to just spam it. Oh dear. Oh well. Yeah, it's kinda bearable. Okay, I have added more snow blocks. It's actually not that bad. It's just a shame that it was faster, and now it is not. I've been thinking about actually playing with some of these super secret settings on. The blobs one I like quite a lot. Blobs too. This is actually a good indication of the graphics card holding up well. So with my old graphics card, putting most of these filters on would basically pull me down to like, I don't know, 5 frames a second, and that was purely because these filters are really graphically intense on your card. Um, and as you can see, putting the filter on has pretty much made no effect at all to my frames. Like I was going into the 40s, I was in the 60s before. It's exactly the same. So it's there's something somewhere that's breaking it, and I don't know where it is or why it is, but it is, and it's a shame because I really wish it wasn't happening. The TV one's a good indication. This one, I apologise if this hurts your eyes, but this one used to bring my frames down to like one frame a second I would get, um, and it's I think it is a little bit lower than it was before. As you see, it went into the 39s there, um, but it's still it's around the region that it was at before. So it's just I don't know. This outline one, I don't understand what this does because it doesn't seem to do anything. uh, I've had a look at it. Oh, that's horrid. That's absolutely horrible. I hate that one. Scan pin cushion, black and white. Oh, that's disgusting. Get out of the way. Oh, we can play in desaturated for a bit. Yep, let's play like this. It's kind of like you're on one of those really old monitors. It kind of looks pretty cool. You could do like flashbacks with this. Oh, that's horrid. Blur. Literally blurs. Oh, and then the freaky one that shouldn't exist. Oh. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna play with this for a bit. In fact, no. The reason that I turn that off is because I know that things get compressed. So if you just saw a load of compressed pixels, then I apologise. And I actually realised when I went to do this that I don't need this inside stuff because it's going to be inside the building and doesn't actually need to be here. I guess I could make it a different room, but for now it doesn't need to be here. It's nothing more than a waste. So let's go back up. Let's get the ladders on the bar and finish this tower. I was about to get all sad about this this wheat, and then I realised this isn't actually the original wheat. The original wheat went on Engage's. So Engage had the perfect villager with the he had like one more slot left for the iron trade, and we couldn't unlock it for the life of us. So the way that we were getting emeralds, or the way that I was getting most of my emeralds to try and get it on my way, was actually through through wheat. So I'd sell wheat to the guy and get emeralds for it, and you know the deal from there. So this isn't the original wheat. I think it'd be pretty cool if if I started to I don't know, start to harvest the roof I could probably only do it when it's raining because if you don't know, tilled soil that doesn't have water next to it, obviously will dry up. But if it's raining, it actually, I don't know if it actually fertilizes it while it's raining, but it definitely slows the procedure of it drying up slower, if that makes sense. So you can get more done without water, a water source block there. Uh, which is something that I learned from W92 Badge, actually, which is quite ironic if you think about it. Okay, so placing blocks.